I need to point something out here. I'm reading W.D. Ross's The Right and the Good, which is it's a deontological work about ethics, but there's something I want to point out that has to do with philosophy of language and intersubjectivity. Before I made a video discussing intersubjectivity, language, and idealism, which was a defense to Vulcan thugs, and his attack against idealism. That's on there, but there's something I want to point out here because he's talking about the very first part of this book. He's doing an inquiry into the meaning of what right is, trying to discuss what right actually means. So here he's kind of discussing that there's ambiguity in words, and that there's a sense in what he wants to inquire as right. But we must be prepared to find that the general usage of the word is not entirely consistent with itself. Most of the words in any language have a certain amount of ambiguity, and there is a special danger of ambiguity in the case of a word like right, which does not stand for anything we can point out to one another, or apprehend by one of the senses. Even with words that do stand for such things, there is this danger. Even if two people find that the things one calls red are just the things the other calls red, it is by no means certain that they mean the same quality. There is only a general presumption that since the structure of their eyes, if neither is colorblind, is pretty much the same object acting on the eyes of the two men produces pretty much the same kind of sensation. In this case, in the case of a term like right, there's nothing parallel to a highly similar organization of different people's eyes to create a presumption of when they call the same act right. They mean to refer to the same quality of it. So I want to connect this to language and epistemology here. He's saying here that even if two people find that the things one calls red are just the things the other calls red, it is by no means certain that they mean the same quality. Think about that right there. If we're thinking about red, if you see something that's red, or if you see something that's black, you have other people around you who say, yes, that's black. How do you know that all of them mean the same quality? You don't. You have no idea that they mean the same quality. You don't know that their mind is showing them the exact same thing that you're seeing, or you're seeing the exact same quality as they're seeing. You have no idea. So this is another thing I want to point out as intersubjectivity, because even here you have, if 5 people see something that's red, there's intersubjectivity there enough for them all to see the same thing of red, and of what they think to be red, but it's similar enough that they can think that they're seeing the same quality, but it's different. So my point here is that you don't know that just because we have language and private, public language and all this stuff about things that we think to be true, just because we have language about things that we think to be true doesn't mean that those things are true. Just because of public language. So this is just a little bit. I'm going to make another video discussing Ross's deontology here, but this is a little point about language that I wanted to just kind of get into a little bit.